What's going on, everybody? 15 minutes a day. Um, Today's topic is uh, what's confusing to me. And, all the people that have been following 15 minutes a day, of course, I hope that you all chime in, give us some good discussion points, some of the things to talk about, because I think that we are overcomplicating, the things that bother us in life and some of the things that will make our society a lot better. So some of the things that are confusing to me, and again, feel free to email me, call me, Facebook, whatever, just contact me and chime in, because I know I'm not the only one having these issues, because I have these discussions with a lot of people. And in no particular order, let's just begin. Some of the things that are confusing to me is, why is that if you change your life at any point, all of a sudden you're fake? If you grew up in the hood and you were doing whatever you had to do to eat or feed your family, little brothers, little sisters, look out for moms that was on some kind of drug, or pops that was, strung out, or whatever the case may be. If you did that at one point in your life, then you go move on to another part of your life where you don't have to do that anymore. You get an education, you do better for yourself. Now all of a sudden, that's not who you are. That's confusing, and I don't get that. That's confusing to me. Why can't people change in life? Something else that's confusing to me. Why is it that religious leaders, or people, I'm not even going to say religious leaders, people make it seem that religious leaders have the answers to what happens to you when you die? They don't. There's nobody walking around the earth that can give you a good reference when you die. So it doesn't make sense to me that you will put a whole lot of stock into what religious figures think about you or feel about, your life, your processes, your procedures, or anything you do on this planet, as if to say that they have some say-so in what happens to you when you leave this earth. Whatever you believe, it doesn't matter. No one on this planet has any say-so in what happens to you when you die. As morbid as this may sound, I don't like to say it, but I have to say it because it's true. Now, the people on this planet actually have some say-so on when you go, by means of, making sure that they have a hand in making sure that you don't breathe. I mean, that's one thing. But as far as what happens after that, no one has any say-so. So why do we expect for religious leaders and religious faith-based practitioners to have a lot of say-so on our lives? Why is it that we feel that an education is the only way to be successful or to be productive in this society? Yes, I'm a firm believer in education is very helpful, but do I believe that an education is the only way to make it in a society? Absolutely not. I feel that we put too much emphasis on what an education is supposed to do, that now we have, the average student loan well over $100,000 and people making well under $100,000. That doesn't make a lot of good sense to me. So there's that confusion in that as well. We talk about divorce and we talk about breakups and things of that nature. Nothing on this planet is forever. So why do we expect marriage to be? Marriage is just as frivolous as life itself. You go into it with the best intentions, but if things don't work out, things just don't work out. Why is it that, people demonize other people for getting a divorce when even the best intentions don't necessarily have the best outcomes? What else is confusing to me is, why is it that we accept that family does you worse than people you have just met? Why do we allow ourselves to be judged or made to feel less than simply because these people are in our bloodline. You know, aunts, uncles, you know, things of that nature, you know, married into the family. Since when do they have a say so about, you know, what's best for you? I think a lot of the family values, you know, have been led astray, which is the reason why, you know, we want help from other people, but if they're not in agreement with us, then we don't accept that help. And I can understand that. I mean, I do it. You know, I'm maybe recently have just destroyed a 20-year relationship with a friend of mine simply because, you know, difference of opinion. And it's you know, and it's confusing to me that, you know, that if you have a difference of opinion, that you can't respect what one person feels. It's, you know, the easiest thing is just to sever all ties and move forward. I don't get that. That's confusing to me. I don't understand why when people move into a neighborhood, you know, no one greets you. You know, we talk about the importance of community. We talk about the importance of cohesiveness in this society, but yet and still, when people walk up and down their street, they couldn't name, you know, 4 people that live to the left or to the right of them. And so when things go down in the neighborhood, you know, no one really has any rhyme or reason of what happened because you simply do not know who's in your neighborhood. You know, that's confusing to me when, you know, we talk about healing the community, but most people have no idea what's going on in their community. They don't even have any idea what's going on in their street, in their neighborhood, on their block. And then we wonder why, you know, society is the way that it is. It's confusing to me. What else is confusing to me is when people say keep it real. Keep it real to me is something that people only say when either they're lying or they hope that you tip your hand enough where they can get something about your persona that they can use against you later. Because if someone has to tell you to keep it real, why would you have a conversation with someone that you probably think is lying to you? So if you have to tell someone to keep it real, does that mean that they're lying and you want to remind them that, hey, you know, you're under oath? Because there is an unspoken rule in this society that if you're talking to somebody, you hope that they're telling you the truth. That's confusing to me, that whole keep it real statement. What's confusing to me about money is, one, I mean, money is so difficult to get, but so easy to lose. You know, and it's confusing to me that when people say that money isn't everything, but yet and still, where are you going on this planet without it? I mean, from the time you wake up to the time you going to sleep, something is costing you. So I know people have tried to tell me that you can't pay for health. Yes, you can. You can't pay for freedom. Yes, you can. I mean, you know, if you look at the basic survival elements of life, you know, the food, shelter, water, all these types of things, they cost. And unless you're living in the mountains and you're probably not going to see this YouTube episode anyway, then yeah, I'm probably not talking to you. But everyone else that's living in a social construct and anyone that's probably paying for internet service to watch this, yes, life costs. And we have made money the crux of that cost. Without no money, your survival is going to be short-lived. So it's confusing to me why we have so many people in the prison system, and people are wondering why. Well, if you ask anybody in the prison system today, well, I would even go so far, and none of these are verified statistics, but I'm going to assume with some kind of equivocation that the prison system is full of people trying to get money. And in that trying to get money, they was trying to survive. Yeah, those of us that can blame drugs on it, but drugs aren't the problem. Drugs are a symptom of the problem. The drugs cost. People need money to get drugs, so they do whatever it takes to get money to get drugs. I mean, so all of these things are directly or indirectly a product of monetary value, currency. You're not going anywhere without currency, so of course people are going to do whatever it takes to get it. What else is confusing to me? Oh man, it's just so much. I don't even. Again, I didn't write these down because I'm just going off the top of my head. Because when I'm talking to people, I want to try to, you know, be as open and transparent as possible. So that's why I don't have a script right now. Politics. Politics are very confusing to me. How is that you have one side talking about we're doing this for the American people, and then you have another side that's talking about we're doing this for the American people. Everybody's supposed to be working for the American people, yet still the American people are suffering. That's confusing to me. How is it that the people that make the laws, people that can destroy laws, people that make rules and can break rules, can't get one rule straight? I mean, it's just bizarre to me. That our government elected officials are so into their own agendas that it's easy to say, well, we're doing this for the American people, but yet still nothing gets done. Well, or things do get done, but there is a such thing as too little, too late. You know, if you want to talk about socialism, you know, we can use that word since that's been tossed around a lot. Basically, any help to the social society is deemed socialism. But if the government is supposed to protect the social society, then isn't all this socialism? I mean, we spend too much time trying to separate ourselves from each other. And at the end of the day, we all want to survive. We all want to have the necessities and even some of the nice things in life. Why is it that we spend so much time picking and choosing what we find acceptable while we alienate everybody else? I don't get that. What else is confusing to me is, raising children. Why is it that if you ask your child, to help you raise them, all of a sudden you're not a good parent, you're weak or some sort or something like that? Why is it that, parenting has become some top-down authority? I'm the parent, what I do and what I say goes, and you're the kid and you're going to do it. Oh, but if you don't do it, then you're rebelling and I'm going to have to punish you for that. But yet and still, when we were growing up and we were kids, and yes, we were all children, we wanted to do what we wanted to do. And it far scathed past our parents. We didn't understand anything about, oh, you trying your parents. No, we just understand that we have our own life and we want to explore it. Well, what we need to do with our children is we need to make sure that they are able to explore their own lives with guidance. And with guidance doesn't mean with violence. It doesn't mean with abuse, and it doesn't mean with the iron fist of the household. We live in a very different society today. Children, young people, old people are still very subjective to the social influences, and we transmute those onto other people. So if we're going to do anything as far as helping ourselves and helping our children, which is what I think that we all are trying to do, then we should be open to getting that help, not only from them, but from external influences. But we're so smart that we don't need to take any advice from anybody. But that's a two-way street. Taking advice from someone also means that whoever you're taking advice from needs to understand where you're coming from. And there has to be a two-way street, a two-way or a handshake. There has to be some acknowledgement. There has to be, some understanding. Then there has to be some way to move forward. Come on, people. Let's stop being less confusing. I'm not the best, but I invoke conversation. 15 minutes a day.